So Eddie, thanks very much for joining us today at the roundtable. Obviously, you've got an HR sort of background and leading a lot of HR initiatives within Verizon. So tell us a bit about, when it comes to HR analytics, how are you going about sort of leveraging GenAI to drive value for the organization?
Yeah, I think we've actually been developing a lot in the generative AI space. We are beyond the piloting stage. We're now actually in product and production stages in a few areas. We've not just on the analytics side, but in general HR processes as well. So we've started off with the basic, the hard-hitting ones where we know we get immediate value out of it, which is in the basic question and answering and blocking and tackling for employees. So we use it for tier 0, tier 1 kind of questioning, where you're actually using generative AI to consolidate the answer, synthesize the answer and process it, and even produce the output in a way that it can be sourced and it can be explained, and also find the link from where the information comes out. So if an employee is asking for a policy-related question or an absence or a leave, what we've done is we've personalized it. So we know exactly who you are, whether you're a retail worker or a management worker. We understand the policies. We synthesize the policy using generative AI, and then we produce the results back. So this has actually alleviated a lot of our HR shared services work that used to happen at the employee level or the human level is now being elevated into using a bot for that. That's one example. Another area where we use generative AI is actually in some of the conversational AI. So now we also have that chatbot elevated to do transactions for us. So we're no longer having them log into application systems in HR. We have them going through a single front door. And when they have a conversation about moving an employee or separating an employee or changing a home address, they don't have to worry about where it's done, whether it's Workday or SuccessFactors in the back end. It's the front end. And the generative AI context gives it some help to give us the transactions and process the transactions in Workday. So that's another example. Another area where we're actually looking at generative AI is also in our performance management space, where we actually take some of the performance results that are coming out of an employee. So when I'm doing my performance review and I put in all my goals and all the assessments of my review, the manager has the advantage of synthesizing that and reading the top 3 highlights of it. Because if I have 10, 15 employees under me, it becomes a hassle to understand and read and process and quickly put together a result for the employee in terms of a performance review. So generative AI helps us kind of synthesize the information, process it faster, put some recommendations on the tone in which the manager should be, not necessarily help with the rating. That's not, I don't think we're there yet, and we don't want to be in that space where the bot's actually assessing. It's only enabling or assisting the manager in that performance play. So there are 3 or 4 areas. And of course, in the analytics space, again, in a conversational space, we're trying to get into the analytics in a form that you ask the question and when we look at the data to produce the results. So, what's my headcount for today? Or what does my attrition look like 2 months from now? Those are the common questions that leaders ask. So we started to put those questions in front of the leaders using generative AI. We're trying to produce the results. So these are multiple pilots that we run. Some of it is in production phases, and we're happy that it's launched for the enterprise. Some of it is still being explored, but a lot happening in our space.
Sounds really exciting. I mean, thanks very much. And
yeah, happy to have you there. Thank you. Thank you for having me.